All right, so today I'm going to talk about the variable of stress within our work environments and us as leaders and how we deal with that stress. So let's take the average teacher who comes into work every day. And that leader or that educator comes in with a lot of different variables themselves. So let's think of some internal stresses that they come to work with. We have our self-esteem, physical health, mental health, belief of their own status within the place or place within the workplace, and a sense of belonging. They also come in and are exposed to a bunch of external stresses once they get there. And that can cause a lot of stress. So you have your student behavior, you have instructional demands, you have time pressures, workload, coping with change, evaluations, working with colleagues, not to mention admin supports or lack of support. Then you've got your poor working conditions potentially, parent interactions, plus this huge factor that every person is coming in with, and that is your family. So we're coming in, as a leader, when we come into a school, we have our whole staff who comes in with all of those different stresses that are unique to them. You have your own stresses as a leader, and it's really our job to guide everyone in the process of educating these children with dealing with all of these stresses. So as a leader, we're that guide, but we also need to balance our own stress level with everybody else's stress level. So this is when our job as the super stress destroyer comes in, and we need to help combat that stress to create a positive working environment. And what we've seen is that collective efficacy holds one of the number one spots, or the number one spot, in helping to reduce all of these stresses and lower the stress level with our staff. Collective efficacy refers to the teacher's perceptions that the group is working together to solve the problems. Some of these problems may be related to these stresses, but some of them might not. And the idea of dealing with some individual student behavior, if you know that the group is working together to help you to solve that or to help you work through that behavior, you are going to have increased job satisfaction, and that's going to lead to positive change, which we will see at the finish line in the end. So let's look at the leader's job in this situation. So the leader is trying to create this canvas, a blank canvas for people to work together to create that collective efficacy for us to move forward. And in order for them to create that canvas, they need to read the climate of the school in order to see what they need to do and how they're going to solve some of these stressors. Because in the end, we want to be able to decrease the stress level and increase some other factors that I'm going to talk about in a second. So in order for leaders to read the climate and really understand what they need to do, they need to communicate a clear vision for the school. But one of the most important things that I want to highlight is building that personal relationship with the staff. And in order to do that, there are two things that I want to mention. One of them is empathy, and the other one is trust. So in order to build that trust and empathy, we need to really focus as leaders on building relationships. Building relationships with our staff as well as our students is going to help us in the end reach our goal. And this is when our friend Transformational Leadership comes in. And that transformational leadership really focuses on building those relationships. And this is a goal to combat a lot of that stress. So transformational leadership style, through research here, moderates the level of stress and satisfaction experienced by teachers. So let's look back over here to that collective efficacy and really focusing on getting people to reduce the stress, to work towards collective efficacy, to then move our students forward. Because in the end, we have our finish line. So the leader needs to take us to this finish line through transformational leadership, so that teachers who experience lower perceived stress and greater perceived teaching efficacy and job satisfaction encourage greater achievement and self-efficacy among their students, because that is our goal, is to help our students move forward, have belief in themselves, and we do that through supporting our staff.